Hey, this is Shawn Sandridge coming to you with a video, The Apprentice, the review, Season 15, Episode 2, Fire Up the Chopper. So I have a confession. When I decided that I was going to do the review for The Apprentice for the season, I was gung-ho, I was fired up. I wanted to do something that I thought that nobody that I knew was doing, and that would give me a little bit more exposure, and hopefully, since it's not reality show and somewhat scripted, not all the way reality, but you know, just something different. I just wanted to try something different, try my hand at something different, and do a review. I'm just going to tell you now, as episode 2, I am feeling a little overwhelmed and feeling like I am in marathon review. Like I should have done baby steps. Like everybody that reviews have been reviewing shows for a year, couple of years, hour show, half an hour segments, and I pick a grueling 2-hour review to do, and I'm going to try to boil it down. So I'm going to try to give you energy. I'm going to try to get everything in, and I really hope you do this review, because I should have done baby steps, like a 5K type of review, and not a full-on Iron Man review, because that's what it feels like. I'm just going to tell you, that's what it feels like. So let's get to the notes, because I'm almost 2 minutes in, and I want to boil down a 2-hour video into less than 25 minutes to keep you captivated. All right, so we are back we have 2 tasks. So the way the format happens is that there are 2 tasks that the team have to do, which is why it's 2 hours. The first task is that they have their client, Welch's Grape Juice, and their motto, their slogan, and their vision is health and fitness, healthy lifestyle. So they had to create an 8 to 10 minute live health segment that showcases Welch's Grape Juice and support healthy heart and healthy lifestyle. They were going to be judged on best brand showcase, creativity and presentation, and audience integration. Those things were very critical in meeting all of those tasks, because that's what they were going to be judged. The guest counsel, it was the author and cook Robert DeSpirito, and that was the guest consultant. So compared to episode 1, I thought both tasks were going to be very difficult. For one, the girls were coming off of a double loss, and so the men were feeling very confident. But I have to say, for the women, Layla Ali stepped up right away to be the project manager. She felt like she was much suited. She's right now in nutrition school. She felt like it was in her lane to do, and she also kind of wanted to show the ladies how to be a project manager, how to be focused, because it's very clear that Layla likes order and the ladies are all over the place. For the men, Shawn, who is the MMA fighter, decided to be the project manager, and I thought that this was really good. Head-to-head, a fighter and a boxer, so this was going to be really good. Now, Shawn, I don't know anything about him, but as a person, and I would think that you need this as an MMA fighter. There's a lot of testosterone with the men, because half of the men are athletes, but there takes a certain type of breed of person to be an MMA fighter, and you can tell that when you see him. He has a very big ego. So what the men felt that their strengths was that and that has made them winners so far, is that they listen and that they had good synergy. Shawn decides to pick Ricky, who's the football player, as his right-hand man to help support him. And they wanted to use humor to put the information out there, and of course have a song. And they really, well, scratch that. Shawn really felt that hands down they were going to win. They really did not, he felt that the girls were absolutely no competition. Okay, so on the women's side, Layla felt like it was really good. She was trying to get Kyle to connect. Layla was trying to command all the ladies. She had more of a forceful, authoritative type of project manager style. Kyle said that it was like herding cats. It's a term that I use a lot. Brooke and Kyle wasn't feeling the whole situation. They thought that the segment needed more humor. Both teams came up with an integrated daytime talk show theme, but you'll see how that all plays out. All right, so the segment was supposed to be 8 to 10 minutes, and all the criteria that I mentioned had to be put in that 8 to 10 minute segment. And during this time, Portia is interviewing Brooke. Now, Portia, we know, is an interviewer. She's very good at it, but she's just too talkative, and she doesn't know when to shut up. And when you only have 8 to 10 minutes, you can't have Portia talking and using a lot of fluff. You got to stay on track and on time, because 8 to 10 minutes was very crucial. If you can't stay within that time frame, you've already lost the task. Okay, so they're doing the segment. It's very lovely. The stage is great. They've got good product placement, and they're sticking with the millennial mom theme, because that's very big right now, and how it's important to have healthy children and, you know, being on the go. While Portia is interviewing Brooke and really just making it, I would say, all about Brooke, Lisa cuts her off. Portia played it cool, but she was mortified that she got cut off. And don't forget, the Welch's team is there watching this all go on. But the truth is that she talked too much. At the end of the segment, Layla did a quick cooking segment, which was a smoothie, made a point to put in all the information about nutrition, and I thought it was good branding. Now for the men opened up with a song. Carson was the host. Shawn, who was the project manager, was kind of like the producer. Like, if you ever watch Wendy Williams and the one lady that's there that's also plays the hype person, but she's the producer of the show, one of the producers. And so he was holding cue cards and just helping the segment flow. And Matt, who is a football player, is also a physician. He did a really good job in giving out nutrition information. It was really fast paced. It was very funny, very interactive with the audience. They had them moving around. They had them jumping around. They were all over the place. Oh, and then at the end, they ended up with a little snack segment. The crowd enjoyed it. Compared to the women, the crowd was more interactive, and there was a lot more excitement in the audience than with the women. The men were more entertaining, but compared to the women, I think they didn't use as much nutrition, but they were entertaining. So we're done with that segment. So Layla felt good about the performance, but it is very clear that Lisa is public enemy #1. None of the ladies are feeling Lisa right now. Shawn felt like they did a great job, but he had an ego. He made it very clear when the governor asked how did he feel about the team. He was saying that he felt really good. You know, because both project managers are asked who should be brought back into the boardroom, and he did this off-cuff remark about taking people out, which was really offsetting, and it really had nothing to do with what he was saying, what the governor was asking. But he's, you know, like I said, it takes a certain kind of person to be an MMA fighter, and I think probably all that testosterone is just a lot. Okay, so how did the Welch's group feel? Welch's thought that for the men, they thought the audience participation, the song, and that the doctor delivery was great. They didn't feel that it was cohesive, that the segments didn't run seamless. It focused on health but not lifestyle, and lifestyle was one of the key components that had to be was one of the tasks that needed done. Welch's thought that the ladies were cohesive and polished, that they nailed the Millennium Mom. That was a really big point for them. They loved the cooking segment because it's a very hard thing to do with an interactive audience, and they thought it was very impressive. But the big miss was there was not audience integration. As it was said, they thought, Welch's thought that the audience was phoned in. So, but in both of the groups, the stronger one and who were the winner were the women. So the women were extremely happy because they really needed a win. And I think out of it, I think the women did a much better job. So Shale was completely stumped because he thought he had it in the bag. Like I said, he didn't think the women were any competition. And then he was really upset because Ricky, who he picked as his right-hand man, he decided that, Ricky was his, sabotaging him, and that he wasn't his right-hand man, and that at every step of the way he felt that Ricky was not having his back. And what Ricky said was that he voiced his opinion, but when he voiced it and it was said, he still went whatever the group was. Eric, who was gone for 2 days and he wasn't even at the last task, came back and he wasn't all in. This is what he did. He said, I'm going to put I'm going to have product placement. I'm done. And what product placement was is that he took all the little Welch's bottles and placed them under everyone's seat and pulled his glasses back and said, I'm done. So he did the least amount of work, and he thought that that was going to get him in. Plus, he had a really bad attitude, which I thought was strange because you already missed a task. You were gone for 2 days. So here you are, and you really kind of not all in. So that did not get unnoticed. And then he had like this, listen, if you terminate me, I don't think it's right, but I don't care. And that was a little offsetting too, but I'll get to that in a second. So Chael felt that Ricky turned on him, and Eric said he didn't care. I found Chael to be sneaky and conniving, not strategic. Although he felt that he was being strategic, but that's his strategy. But the bottom line on that was that Eric got terminated, and I think it was a good choice because out of the 3 of them, Ricky felt that he didn't do anything wrong and that he did what he was supposed to do, and that just because he voiced an opinion that wasn't the project manager's opinion didn't mean that he wasn't his right-hand man. Ricky was all about cutting heads and taking names, and he didn't really care who the collateral damage was. But Arnold decided that because Eric came in with a lackadaisical attitude, and that you are here as a celebrity apprentice, and you are here for your charity, and that you could not even stand up enough to fight. You saying, I don't care, but you're here to fight a better cause, which is your charity. That is why he fired him. So he just didn't want it bad enough. So that's who got eliminated. Layla is not feeling the ladies. She's not feeling them at all. And she is hoping that her being project manager was going to give them a lesson on showing them how it's done. Not these group of ladies. Okay, so the second task, they're at the LA County Museum of Art, and they are supposed to be doing their own viral videos. And this is for the client King's Hawaiian, which is known for their bread. And they are doing 2 viral videos, and it's going to be the first time that they do barbecue sauce, and there are 4 sauces. So the 3 criteria is viral potential, brand integration, and product appeal. They had a social media expert give them the direction of where the viral video is supposed to be their vision. So they said, think of videos that you've seen in the past that make you want to share and retweet. And it has to be funny. It's something that you want to see over and over again. So that was the thread behind, the vision behind the videos. They have to be 15 seconds long, and they have to appeal to you where you want to see it over and over, and you want others to share in the experience. So the project manager for the men was Matt, and for the women was Snooki. So they came up for the men, they came up with 2 different ideas, and one was the football segment. Carson is going to tackle Ricky, and then the second segment, second viral video, was going to have 3 of the guys sitting eating something with barbecue sauce, and they're looking at the hot chick. And there was, I think in that one, there was a dog, which made it a funny video. Now, Boy George thought that the ideas were cliche. Jon Lovitz, we find that he is very controlling, which, you know, I don't mention it, but he does not like to be challenged. And from the words of Erykah Badu, she says, I'm an artist, I'm sensitive about my stuff. Jon Lovitz is very much the creative one. He does not like to be challenged. He says that he will welcome other thoughts and ideas, but when people were shutting down his idea because they had went with it and then kind of backtracked, he had a whole hissy fit. So this particular one, even though the project manager is thinking that it's a kind of shoe-in, all the men are really, really testy with each other. So John is editing. They're having a problem trying to whittle it down 15 seconds and still keep it funny, still keep the essence of what a viral video is supposed to be. Matt was trying to, well, Matt was project manager, and he was busy herding cats this time. He was busy talking all the guys off the ledge. So for the women, I thought it was good that she was trying to step up. She's really sensitive. Like on the first episode, she was crying when Arnold asked her who should be fired. And she just like, I can't do it. So she was trying to be stronger. And I thought it was a good call for Snooki to do it, because she's the youngest one of the group. And also, if anyone is going to know about what makes something viral, she definitely would. She's definitely that demographic that would figure that out, that would know it. So, okay, so I got to read my notes. Layla and Lisa got into it. Layla's not feeling Lisa. And Layla thinks that she coasts and sits back to critique, and that she never wants to step out. She's playing passive aggressive. She will kind of say something but fall back. But Arnold and the boardroom will always go to Lisa, because she'll really then say what she feels. She never says it to the ladies. And if the ladies, you know, because they're all strong, opinionated women, if they say, I don't think so, she's like, okay. And then she will really voice her opinion when it really matters at the boardroom. And I think that's why she's been able to stay. But now the ladies are like, they're getting one on this, and they're understanding her strategy, and they are not liking it. So Snooki and Portia are in the editing, and they have two different videos. One was, the concept was about double dipping, which, I mean, I think what makes a viral video really funny or viral is that there is a common thread, and nobody likes double dipping. So the first one they did was double dipping, and then the second viral video they were supposed to do was saucy housewives, and they had Portia and Kyle kind of fighting. But what ended up happening is that they didn't get any shots on that saucy video, and so Portia and Snooki decided to do heavy, overdone sound effects and editing to try to salvage what really wasn't anything. So they go to the boardroom, and so let me see. Let me backtrack for a second. Okay. Okay, no. So they go to the boardroom, and so the men actually, okay, so this is what King's Hawaiian felt that the men did. They felt that the men made a much better use of their celebrity. They loved the product value. The negative was product appeal could have been better in one of the videos. And I think that was I can't remember. For the women, the client loved the double dipping video, and I did too. I thought it was hilarious. They said it was great product appeal and it had great viral potential. And they said right off the back it could be rewatched and rewatched, because the concept of it was that someone was dipping in the sauce, and then this lady comes back and dips, and then this loud booming noise says, "No double dipping," and the bowl and everything just gets in her face, so like everybody knows what she's done. It was hilarious. The negative was the saucy housewife. They said that they had no brand recognition. They weren't sure of what they were selling, and there was a guy there like he was watching TV eating, and then Portia and Kyle are fighting. And it was just really, it was a complete loss. So guess who won? The men won. The men won. So the women are back in the boardroom. So the saucy housewife video completely missed the mark, and they wanted to know what happened, because they said that if the saucy housewives video could have been at the same caliber of the double dipping, hands down they would have won. That they would have blown the guys out of the water. It was Kyle's vision or Kyle's idea, but she skirted out of it because the women go in and they go in at the last minute and do things that Kyle said that wasn't my vision at all. So she got out of it. Lisa was the director, and I felt like she was playing victim, because here it is. She's always wants to point out what people do, but when they ask, "You were the director, what did you do?" She says, "I did what I was told to do. I directed." That was it. She never really takes any ownership. Layla said that there was, as she says, team chemistry issues, and that she felt that Layla's wishy-washy. And I kind of agree. She is playing enough, and she's playing to the boardroom. So the fact of the matter is that nobody likes Lisa, and they want her gone. So who goes back in the boardroom is Snooki, who's the project manager, Portia, and Lisa. Portia because she did the editing with Snooki and Lisa. So Portia, it was not playing around. She was going all in. She was telling Lisa that you do enough, you will not take risks, you won't do anything. You come here and you say, "I did what I was supposed to do. I said what I thought was important." And she keeps falling back about being a team player. And she's like, "You were the director. You were the leader. If you didn't think that the visual was being seen, it was your job to do that." And she was pretty much saying that I was trying to salvage a mess that I was given. So poor Snooki broke out crying. She said it's all her fault. And then, oh, I felt really bad, because she's really not built for this. She's really not built for all of these strong-minded people to just go. She's that sensitive sister that doesn't want to see her other siblings fight. That's how I got it. So Arnold's like, "What's going on?" And she's like, "I came here. I wanted to change my image. You know, being project manager is scary. And, you know, I was in the boardroom before, and I wanted to stand up and I wanted to speak up." She says, "But it's really hard." And she's like, this is just not who I am." And so Arnold told her that she did a fantastic job of stepping up. But even when you think you're doing your best, you really aren't at your best. And so Arnold terminated her nicely. He really did. He was very sweet about it. Very sweet about it. Unfortunately, when it is the project manager, you will take the brunt of it. And unless you can really, really show why you should stay, we all know, because the project manager also gets all the money. So on both of the tasks, they both got, the winner got $50,000. So the project manager, not the group, but the project manager, because everyone's fighting for their own charity, they get all of that money. So for the project manager, there is a big, big burden of pressure to do well, but you also have you're on the chopping block of being the one let go or terminated. So that is it. I'm going to edit. I hope it stuck down to 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan to do better and get it together, but it's late. It is almost midnight, but I wanted to get this out to you tonight, even if you don't see it tomorrow. So I hope you enjoyed The Apprentice. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you for a Jumpstart January video. Bye.